I've just started doing the pin dams here, and the pin dams will make sure that you get a good fit between the metal and the plate and stops any food going underneath. They're also known as food lines for that reason. And I'm just using the tip of a Lacron, and I'm just going to just put a little scratch down really, because I'm going to develop that scratch with the end of the Ash 5. I don't want to go too deep. It should be about 1/2 millimetre deep and rounded so it's comfortable. And where you come up near this blocking out wax, there should be about 2 millimetres, so we can have a piece of acrylic, sorry, a piece of metal, something like that, where the clasp meets the mesh here. Now that's a bit sharp as it is, that's just a scratch, so I'm going to use the end of my Ash 5. You can see this rounded tip. If you've got yours shaped like mine here, you can use that as well, but yours will probably still be this whip tail, and you can just push that along there. And develop that into a rounded groove about 1/2 millimetre deep. Imagine if you went to 1 millimetre, 1.5 millimetres, that's going to push into the patient's palate and be really uncomfortable and sore. You don't want to be hurting them. I'm just developing that into a nice shallow, rounded, comfortable groove, and where we might have a slight edge there, I'm just going to turn my Ash 5 on its side and just take that a little shaving off there, so it's a nice comfortable junction with the palate. Now see, I've got my pin dam. In this case it's a post dam, posterior dam. We'll have an anti-dam as well, or food line, or pin dams, they're known by all different sort of names. I'll continue and do this part, and I'll just cut back to the video when I'm nearly finished. Right, I've got the scratch I've done with the end of the Lacron, so I'm just going to finish off with the whip tail of the Ash 5. So it's a nice smooth rounded groove, and this is the last stage really before we go into the duplicating of the model into investment. There we go. That model's now ready for duplication into investment. The next time we see this, it will be all one colour, so things like spacer wax will just appear as a different sort of shape. You'll see that elevation over the saddles. We'll also see our clasp ledges, so we'll move on to the duplicating procedure.